it's me, 𝐼𝐸𝐽𝐜, or 𝐼𝐸𝐽𝐜, whatever you call it. So in this video, I'm going to show you a tutorial that no one asked for, how to animate eyes in Live2DCubism with physics. Yes, there's a huge difference when you add physics on it, and there are no tutorials about it. Even if you're a beginner and want your eyes animation to be pretty realistic and with a movement, then this video is for you, because physics is the tool to make a more realistic, more animated for your character. Something. So yeah, that's it. So here's the animated eye before adding the physics, and here's the after adding the physics. So yeah, I'm going to show you what are the requirements of the that obviously I will spend X and Live2DCubism. Wait, pause. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I forgot to note that if this Live2DCubism requires pro version, and it's because of that. And if you have your character and has a detail but doesn't have a pro version, then unfortunately you cannot require this. But you might not be able to require without Live2DCubism Pro. But you can look through the website, and if you haven't used Live2DCubism or downloaded yet, then you can actually use the Live2DCubism Pro version for 40 days. So yeah, you can check it out in the description. Right, thank you for your time. So get your characters ready, and including the eyes. I'm going to show you what are the layers need to be added for the eyes. As you can see, I have made a model on like PSD file. Right? So there are some notes that I need to tell you about. Is that if your character's eyes are round, make sure you have a separated eyelashes. Like this, the upper eyelash and the side eyelash. If it doesn't, then the reading them might look choppy. So make sure that the roundish eye must have roundish eye, and even the flat eye must have this separated side eyelash like this. Okay. And also there's some more. Yeah, I have made actually two eyes. So we could reflect them after done reading the one eye, including one eyebrow. So let me tell you that one eyebrow I separated is that I will read the eye a little bit realistic, so the eyebrow will go down a little bit in the reading. So yeah, if you want that, then you can actually, it's a bit of an optional, but it's efficient to make your eye reading in a realistic way. Okay, so yeah, I have made a head. There's something to do. So let's go and wait. Okay, here's some notes of what are the separate needs to be here. Okay, yeah. So scroll, obviously iris and pupil, and the shadow, side eyelash, upper eyelash, and the eyelid, lower eyelash, and the eyeshine, aka highlighted eye. So normally in a Live2DCubism, there are the clipping option where you can get. Finally, you can clip those, and you see that the shadows are outside, or the iris are outside the square. So let's go and listen, and let's move on to the Live2DCubism. And here we are at the Live2DCubism interface. So it looks empty at first. So I'm going to open a file, and it looks. Okay, and now our file has loaded. The second part is I need to organize these parameters just for the sake of this tutorial. So yeah. I have organized the folders, which is the head, and you don't need a head. I just did it for maybe a demonstration for the video. So skip the head. The most important thing is that I have created the folder of IL, left eye, and right eyes. So first thing first we'll do is to select all of the characters, and I click auto right here. And once you have done, then preset, you see heavy, deformation heavy. It might take a while if your computer has a low end, but mine doesn't take much long unless if I record it. So once I have done, first thing you need to do is to select the eyelash. Since I see right now is that the eyelash doesn't have enough of the measure, so I'm going to click eyelash and right side eye. No, I'm seeing right side eyelash have enough. We're not going to do that with much. What we're going to do is the upper eyelash. Select the upper eyelash. Click there's an editing mesh, manual edit mesh. After this, we're going to click a fourth depression. This way, you can make your animation a bit smoother and less choppier. And about the second eye, we're going to delete this. So no worry, we're going to duplicate the eye. We're going to duplicate the eye after rigging the right one. I'm going to delete. Yeah. And the eyebrow as well. Okay. Now we have done the eyebrow. Next thing we're going to do is to clipping the eyes. So first I'm going to turn off the visible just to show you. As you can see, the iris has an outside of it. Iris and the shadow. So what we're going to do is to see the sclera and the ID. I'm going to show the ID. So here's the ID mesh. It says Art Mesh 8, but whatever your one is called. So copy the eye mesh. I'm going to click copy, Control C, and I go to the iris, and you see the bottom. It says clipping ID. So press that, go to the Control plus V, and enter. The same goes here. The same goes to the eyeshadow. Since I have copied the sclera, I need to copy again. So go to the shadow and Control plus V, enter. ID. And same goes to pupil. There, Control plus V, enter. We have done setting our eyes. Okay, back to the rigging. I'm going to turn on the visibles of the eyelashes, and then expand the eye folder. So what we're going to do is animate the first is the eye open and close. So what we're going to do that since I have I'm going to edit and set by default 0, so it will not annoy us that much while doing a keyframes or something or delete something. So select the upper eyelash and by the way, if you have any ideas about how you animate the Live2DCubism and just want to go part for where I'm going to put that physics, you can skip to the part where I'm going to show how you apply physics. So if you don't have any idea how you animate it, you can see it here. So I'm going to select the eyelashes, and you see it's called deform patch edit. You click that and then select all of this. Make it at least 5 if your eye is not that big. So like that. After that, you're going to select, and then click the IR open, and then click it says place the two keyframes, and make sure it has a 1.0 on it, not the 0. So I'm going to move to 1.0, and then finally format to eye close. I'm going to adjust a bit. If you're someone like this, if this kind of like annoys you that you cannot even animate, you can just click close here, and then you can finally animate. I'm going to just speed this up. There you go. Now we have done the eye blinking. Now let's go to the so let's go set the eyeball. So to set the eyeball, we just need to select the iris and eye pupil, and then create a right deformer called IR. Right, and then just select the RI. X is left and right, and Y is up and down. So I'm just going to select X, 3 keyframes. Go to the right, and I'm going to hold the shift, then move right. Because if I only do right, it might move a bit and look unnatural. So what we're going to do is hold shift and then move right. And go. Just link parameters. Link the parameters. Select all. Then select this, and you see the 3 lines. Click that. Then it says synthesize corners. Click the synthesize corners, and then set the settings by default. No need to do anything about it. Then click OK. You see that your eyes are moving around. And if you don't set the synthesize corner, this is what happens. This is what happens if you don't set the synthesize corners. So make sure you set the synthesize corners, and it will look naturally like this. Right. So now we have done. Let's go. Oh shit, I forgot to create the physics one. And that's fine. So To make it eye a bit of a realistic like this, a bit realistic, what I'm going to do is then create a wrap deformer, which is I'm going to create another wrap deformer, not this again, but this again, the iris and pupil again, and then say eye skin eye move wrap, something like that. So I'm going to click, and then you see you can click the eye open and set the 2 parameter close, and then hold the shift button and then down a little bit. This way it will create a movements. It will create a very realistic movements. There's the eye down. Same goes to the eyebrow. Let's select the eyebrow, create a wrap deformer, and eyebrow or eye something like that. Again, IR open, set the 2 keyframe, move it, and then repeatable and lower it with hold the shift button and lower. And not too much, and it goes like that. Let's go to the part where we are finally going to set the physics. To create the physics, we're going to need a few parameters. So I'm going to create a folder for a physics called iphysics. Right side. We're going to replicate it later. So click that folder and then the iris bounce. And keep the parameters in settings by default and click OK. And create another one. There you go. We have created. I'm going to replicate this to the physics, but the L side. L. Then I'm going to rename this. I'm going to replace this on L with L. Right, so this I got a call. That's why my voice suddenly turned deep. Okay. I'm going to stop now. So I have those 2 now. I'm going to now eye physics up, and then and create another wrap. Yes, another wrap. You heard me right. Like that. So after that, I'm going to select the iris bounds, set the keyframes to 3, and then set it to all the 10. The first you're going to do is do this first. Just a squish. Like that, and then do the opposite one. Yeah, like that, I guess. What do you mean, I guess? I know what I'm talking about doing. Okay, I'm going to edit. Set this by default 0.5 since this is just the original. This is the original set, so if I move it to 0, it'll like not the original state. Anyway, so. And for the eyelash bounce, I'm going to select these only. And select the eyelashes only the side eyelash and the upper eyelash. Create a wrap deformer. Eyelash bounce. And another wrap deformer, not for this parameter, but for the IR open parameter. So I'm going to select the scale, eyelash, and the side eyelash as well, and water eyelid. Those are the need, and I'm going to set eye skin wrap to make it a bit of realistic. Please, okay. Don't worry, just the arrow side pick. So if I do this and this, okay. Okay, so just select the eyelash you have created, the eyelash one, then the RI wrap, and you have selected. Okay, you have maybe selected this. Okay, not the scale one. So scale and IYY. Continue IYY. Did I select it? Yeah. You need to select scale, eyelash bounce. Those are only wrap deformers, and create a wrap called 𝐼𝐶 wrap. There you go. We have done. Then extend the IR and pick the IR open. Set the 2K pick camera. Sorry. So now unlink this parameter and then pick the RI X and then set the 3 keyframes. And what we're going to use is the tool called Deform Brush tool. We're going to click that. And to size this, you need to hold the B button, hold the B and drag with the left mouse button. So done. And finally, we're going to create a bit of a movement like this. Also drag something. I'm going to drag the bottom eyelash to the called IR skin, and then eyelid, about the eyelid. Let me select the eyelid and then drag this to the IR skin and place like this. And you can finally animate. I'm going to pick IR skin and yeah, there you go. After that, you're going to link the parameters again, go to that, synthesize corners, and then done. Kind of like this, movements, a little bit of eye movements like this. Bit weird to me, it kind of looks weird, but for Gacha animation, it looks cool. It looks cool, trust me. So the next thing is what we're going to do is to set the parameters of it. So I already have animated the eyelash bounce, and the first thing we're going to do, sorry. Okay, so pick the eyelash bounce and find the find the RI lash bounce. Eyelash bounce. Set the 3 keyframes, and again I'm going to set 0.5 as a default. Okay, so what we're going to do is slide this way and then select the deform brush tool, extend it and make the eyelash bit upper, not too much. I think it looks too much to me, but that's fine. That's what I tried to say. It looks weird, but trust me, it'll look good. It'll be okay once you have set this up and it physically does. So I'm going to do this. Kind of like this, like a flappy wings, and do the next one in the opposite direction. Right, I guess it looks weird, of course. So I'm going to set this to default again, and then go to the RI shine and set the highlight and create a wrap deformer. Just name it. We're done, and then set 3 keyframes. Do select since we don't need to use deform brush tool that much, but again I'm going to set this to default. Okay, and finally we're going to do this one, move to this side and make it wide, do the opposite direction, yeah, squishy balls. And yeah, so Now we have done our physics. What we're going to do is to copy this, duplicate it, and reflect it. So I'm going to select all of the eye, just click the folder, right click, select copy, and you want to try for yes. And do this way. So you could see the reflection. Right click, and it says paste. Click paste. Right, so don't worry if it shows the deform, no, we're going to fix that. It's because of the deform pass. So okay. So click the deform part, deform position, temporary deformer. Just delete this by clicking the delete button. And it has a, since this pasted folder has inside the button, let me go outside and then rename it to left eye. You know, it doesn't change the names. You still, you have to name it one by one. Yes, I know it's painful. I'm sorry. So LI, you see, like the pasted eye. Just select this all the way bottom to this. Click, hold shift, and then click this. Okay, and then you just click the right click mouse button, reflect, say horizontally, click that, and it says RI equal X. Set that, okay, and then done. But do not deselect yet. Do not deselect yet, y'all. So what you're going to do is to move this rig part to the disk. So how you're going to do that is that move bit of like this parameter, or click the number of the parameter, and you see the arrow, the little arrow. Move your mouse to there and click change, and it says please you're going to change the location of the animation. Since it says RI response, you need to look for LI response, which is here. I'm going to click there, okay, and do the same process to the other parameter to the L. And I'm going to set this default to 5 to every physics parameter since I forgot to do it. Okay. Oh, and also the IR as well. Change that and shift it to this way. So I'm going to put the IR open. Same process. So we're going to check if the eyes are okay. This one seems fine, and this one's fine as well. Okay, so we have done shifting the parameters animated to the other parameters separately. Same goes with the eyebrow. Same process: copy, paste, reflect, yada yada. I'm going to send you the process. Then I'm going to rename all of this that is copy and pasted, so it will not confuse us. But the sake of this tutorial, I will not, because we are already done rigging the eyes, so there's no need for that. But if you have many parts of the character, I recommend you to rename some eyes. It has R, but it's supposed to be L, so I'm going to leave it for here. And same goes to R. So let's check if it's perfectly worked fine. Okay. Yeah, I think it perfects now. Now there's some note you need to know that for the eye blinking, just click the 3 dots again, and it says, and you see settings for eye blinking and lip syncing. Click that, and for the eye blinking, you see you need to click IL open and IR open. Okay, and here's the part where we are finally going to set the physics. So go to the modeling window. It's here, and it says physics setting. So we're going to click the physics setting. We're turning the eye blinking. It's supposed to be blinking, but for my recording it doesn't, so no worry. Even if I have a preview, it says automatic eye blinking. It doesn't blink, but for my recording, during my recording, it doesn't show me, but it will show it to you. So, yeah, it looks intimidating at first. If you don't have any ideas about physics, that's completely fine. You just need to follow the step-by-step of it. You'll get used to it. And this is used mostly for the eyes and the clothing movement and the hair movements. Okay, so we are in the physics window. Now, what first we are going to do? Okay, to preview the eye blinking. For this video, I'm going to move the parameters only. Okay. going to move the parameters for this only. I'm going to move the one for eye. Click the add button here. Click, and I'm going to name for this IR only IR. Okay, and click, and basically just clip this bit, Okay, here it is, hair short. It's about a preset to del out a pendulum for the animation. So I'm going to put hair short. It doesn't get. And input place, just keep it empty because keep this empty. So I'm going to click OK. Right? And there is one pendulum open. So and nobody. I'm going to click add pendulum. It will not do like that. So just and then click the add. Then go to the IR open where the blinking would happen. IR open. Set this effective to 100. Okay. And go to the output settings. Click add and select all of the IR physics scene called IR. It looks destroyed at first. You might ask me hey, what the hell is this? No way, it'll be fixed. It'll be fixed, I swear. So to fix this, after lots of battling, it's because it's a bit laggy. You see, it's a bit lagging at first, but when I'm not recording, it's a bit smooth. So, as you can see, it's moving now. So you can just pause the video and then copy the settings. What I have done. This is the settings, the requirements, and this also for this. Like that, and same goes with the other eye, but no need to do much. Instead, just click duplicate and click it says and select IL as well. Okay, and in the eye you can just replace. Just click here to replace it RIS with L. Just go to the input here and replace it IR open with IL open. And you see this one, and there you have it, and you got yourself an animated eye. Again, just copy the settings. These are the settings I needed. So we have done rigging our eyes. Let's go. So we're going to demonstrate and also going to animate the eyes. I'm just going to save this file. Okay, I have saved this. Now that I'm going to go to the animation and click the file, a new animation. I'm going to make a video. Okay, here we have interface of the animation, and for the smoothness I use 60 fps, but for this video I'm going to use 30 fps for 30 fps. So yeah, this is we use the the animated file. So I'm going to drag this to here, creating a model. Yep. There you go. So, and I'm going to extend this. Yeah, I think that might be. So, and if click here, and it says Live2D parameters. And here you go, you will get yourself parameters. So many parameters. What are you going? It's just too simple. Just hold Control button, and you see this. Just click here, so I, and put distance. Again, click here. But move the keyframe, and then again, it's too easy. It set the keyframe automatically. It's too slow, so I'm going to move here by clicking it and dragging it. A bit faster. And then I'm going to copy keyframes, and then paste. I'm going to do this way. I'm going to delete. Now let me animate this. You could do same way with the other eye. I'm going to IL. You could do this to IL and IR as well. I'm going to animate this. Make sure your animation should be on this and start from here. So it will not look off sync. And the best, make it a bit look matched. Let's see if it matched. It is matched. Okay. Now we have done it. Oh wait, you may wonder, yeah, where's the physics? You promised us to animate the physics as well. Well, hold on there. Hold your old horses. There is an option that you can input the physics. We didn't do a physics for nothing, right? So the option is you go to the animation tab, and go to the track, then you move track, and it says bake animation for physics. Then when you click this, make sure you have all selected to bake the animation, bake the physics, and click OK. And when you apply, it's look like this. And if you want, and here's the physics applied. And if you want a bit of adjustments, you could do that. Just go to the eye in PSD, go back to your eye, and do the physics, and fix your. And then when you fix that, Ctrl Z, and do the same process again. After you have done fixing it, animation tab, track, bake animation for physics, select it all, and click OK. It looks laggy when I'm recording, but without recording, it goes smooth as butter. That's all for today. If you have any requests to make a tutorial like this, especially from Live2DCubism, leave a comment. And I hope this video is helpful to you. Even if I tried explaining it, I still stutter and I don't explain very clearly as well. But I'm sorry for it. I hope that you understand this video. And yeah, that's all I can even say. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.